Before we get to the news, I do have some stuff that I want to get to. This is, I got some UFO stuff, guys. Can you believe that?
Maybe.
Come on, baby. Can you believe that I actually have UFO stuff to talk about?
I don't even know. What does that mean, UFO?
Yeah, what does that mean?
There's been a lot.
I can't see anything. There's no words there.
There are no words there because all the words
There's no plane there. I can't see it.
All the words are on my screen. And there's been, for whatever reason, there's been a lot of Roswell news lately. From eyewitness testimony to stories about what really happened there. It's all coming about right now. And I do have some audio that I can play from you from supposed eyewitnesses and what they actually saw at Roswell. Some deathbed confessions, if you will.
Hauling the beings out of the creek to haul them away.
It's pretty low.
And they look, what I seen them look just like the one you see on television. It's huge.
This is an old guy, probably in his 90s, giving a deathbed confession. A video showing former deputy sheriff claims to have seen a flying saucer and dead aliens at the alleged UFO crash site Roswell in 1947 has been released. Last month, the Express UK exclusively revealed how the testimony of late Charles H. Falgus, former deputy sheriff of Big Springs in Howard County, Texas, was the latest person to claim to have witnessed a legendary UFO crash in the desert around the town of Roswell nearly 70 years ago. And this is another deathbed confession. Why wait now, though? I don't understand. And this is an old video. Obviously, this is an older thing. They probably filmed this a while ago. But, I mean, look, once you're in your 70s, who gives a shit if you believe in aliens or not at that point? I just kind of imagine once you reach 70s, you start talking about Bigfoot and aliens. I just happen to be talking about that much sooner in life. So I don't know why you wait. This original interview happened in 1999 when he was at the age of 81. So why is this big news now? I don't know. Mr. Fulgus claimed to have been driving with an unarmed sheriff from Texas to Roswell to pick up a prisoner on the night of the alleged crash when details of the incident came over the police radio. He was interviewed in 1999 by Los Angeles private investigator Deanna Beaver, who was looking into Roswell, and other interviewers whose initials are only given as LR. I don't know what that means. Dr. Scott said in a book, unlike other eyewitness accounts where few people actually reported seeing bodies, this witness reported seeing the craft and the bodies in a crash that appeared significant enough to report. Now, this is just one article that I found on this. And this is another article. This one's titled, I Saw Aliens in Roswell UFO, CIA agent says in shocking deathbed confession. So we have a deputy sheriff, and now we have an alleged CIA agent talking. This is all within like a week or two of each other. Why?
Yes. Can we start at the beginning?
Yeah.
With your military career and just walk through what exactly your experiences were.
Was drafted into the military and got into the U.S. Army.
Get it out, dude.
Can you just make it a little bit more exciting? I know you're old and you're dying, but can you say, yeah, I saw some fucking aliens. They were sucking each other's cocks and they're flying around and shit.
Did they have any genitalia?
Just punch it up a little bit, buddy.
That I was sent to the Signal Training Center in eastern United States.
What year would this be?
58. I went through the signal training.
Okay, this guy is a fucking bore, and he probably died of boredom. Because he probably died of boredom. He probably killed his children of boredom. I'm sorry. But
well,
this guy, he claimed to have served in the U.S. Army, worked for the CIA, and worked for the U.S. Air Force Project Blue Book as well. And And his most shocking claim that he has been given access to Area 51 and has seen a variety of UFOs recovered by the U.S. military. These were said to include flying saucers that have been procured and cultivated from Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. And this guy just goes on and on and on. The conspiracy theories were compounded by the fact that the U.S. government did not acknowledge the base exists until 2013, talking about Area 51. So this is just another one, comes from the Express UK. I don't know why the Express UK is pushing this, other than they're probably getting a lot of hits out of this. We're talking about this.
Probably.
Get you excited.
They get me excited. But they shouldn't bore me with tired old men.
Yes, just do synopsis.
Synopses. Synopsi.
Yeah. Or have somebody come in and talk about what the old man said.
Many of you may not know.
Yeah. So this is this last story about Roswell and aliens. This comes from the Daily Star UK. Okay.
Yes.
This one is, this alien invasion is even stranger than Roswell, claims UFO hunter. So I'll play this a little bit here.
That there was another famous crash that happened before Roswell. Just a month before, in fact, that has been just as hotly debated and is itself surrounded in mystery and strangeness. And that is what has become known as the Maury Island Incident. So what was the Maury Island Incident? And why is it such an interesting case to study? Well, a brief summary of what happened here was that in June 1947, again just a month before the famous Roswell crash, two men by the name of Fred Krisman and Harold Dahl reported seeing what looked to them as flying donuts in the area. After which, and according to versions of this legend, it was said that the incident involved one or more UFOs that had either dropped something or had crashed and disintegrated, the fragments of which damaged Krisman's boat, killing a dog, and according to some versions, hurt someone.
A man who...
There you go. Okay. So some pretty interesting stuff there, and...
I've never heard of that one before.
No, neither have I. It's nice to get that out there. And but the so-called in this article and the other articles, they go into that this Roswell crash from 1947 was actually a U.S. military experiment with genetically modified humanoids on board. And that was actually, Jeff, I don't know if you remember that book I gave you about called Area 51. But that was actually reported in that book as well, that the aliens...
I still have it?
I think I gave it to you.
I might be around here somewhere. I gotta look.
And that the report in that is that this flying disc that supposedly crashed at Roswell was like a procured Nazi flying saucer, and that genetically modified humanoids were on board piloting this thing. They crashed. People came across it, and they thought they were aliens because they were genetic experiments. In the book, it said they were Stalin. It was done by the USSR at the time. Other reports says that they were genetic experiments from a leftover Nazi regime, and then in these articles it says U.S. military. Basically avoiding all mention of extraterrestrials or aliens at this point. So convoluted. You can't wrap your head around it. Roswell is such a contested topic. There's so many different stories that have come out about it. And so when you see these deathbed confessions, you don't know what to believe. I mean, you want to believe them at face value, but you know, at this point in time, does it really even matter? Does it really matter what really happened at Roswell? Because we're never going to find the shit.
I do think it does. If they recovered artifacts and all that stuff, I want to see this stuff. I want to know.
Well,
I listen to these
that matters.
The people you played during the Mothman segment, and they're experiencing sort of this adrenaline, and like, I don't know if it's fear, I don't know what it is that's happening, but it's like we all live for these moments, right? I want to feel that. I want to be like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? I want that feeling. but I feel like so many people are full of crap.
That's the thing, and that's why I try to give some validity to these deathbed confessions, because it's at the end of their life. They just want to spill their guts. I get it. I understand that, but why wait so long when you can have more of an impact earlier in your life? And I know there are people who do that. They write books, they get it out there to call lunatics or flim flam artists or snake oil salesmen. I get that, but it's hard. When it comes to Roswell, there's been so many different stories from the government itself. The book, like I mentioned, that I gave to Clown Baby, which is a pretty goddamn thick book. It goes over the Department of Energy and the Atomic Energy Commission and all the experiments that have been at Area 51, and it's very thorough. And that all those reports are in contrast to what people in the eyewitnesses hold as truth. And so how do you wrap your head around it? You just have to throw it up in the air, and you can't believe any of it, or not unless all of it's true. It's really hard. I really want to believe that they recovered some kind of crashed alien disc, and they have that technology, and it's being used in some way. I don't know if it came from Roswell or some other crash. I don't know. I do believe that the U.S. government does have some pretty fucking awesome technology. I don't know exactly where it came from, but we're not going to ever be told the truth about that. And at least not in our lifetime, as far as I'm concerned, because there's too much money to be made off of secrets at this point. God, what a depressing thing I just led us into.
Yeah, you led us down a big old black hole.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm the one who has to drink fucking peppers and lemons all night.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Eat some jalapenos.
Yeah.
I gotta eat jalapenos during the break.
I'm gonna go refill my
during the break.
I'm gonna go refill my drink real quick, and then I'm gonna be back, and we're gonna read down some headline news.